It's common for sellers to want an agent that's going to do every showing themselves. And guess what? That's going to cost you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, in a potentially lower sales price and longer days on market.
The Rob Jensen Company specializes in guard-gated luxury homes in Summerlin, Las Vegas, and Henderson. Rob Jensen has served as an expert guest commentator for numerous national broadcast networks and media outlets. Let's see what's happening today with Rob and the team. It's the Rob Jensen Show.
The best way to sell your home for the highest price possible is to maximize the exposure to the highest number of qualified buyers in the shortest amount of time possible. And that's going to start with marketing and then showings. You know, buyers that are interested in seeing your home are going to reach out to us and want to see your luxury property. So it becomes super important to accommodate showings in a timely manner. And this is where I see a big mistake that sellers are making. It's common for sellers to want an agent that's going to do every showing themselves. And guess what? That's going to cost you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, in a potentially lower sales price and longer days on market. Let me explain. See, successful real estate agents are busy. They've got appointments, phone calls, showings to do, which means if a buyer reaches out to that agent that's supposed to show your home and that agent's busy, that agent's going to have to tell them, no, I cannot show the property. And guess what? Regardless of how beautiful your home is, buyers aren't very patient. And if that agent can't get them in and accommodate them rather soon, it's very possible that that buyer is gone. And I'll tell you this, they're not going to call you to tell you that you're going to miss a showing. You're just going to not know about it, which means your home might sit on the market longer and eventually sell for less. So it's super important to hire an agent with a team of support staff to make sure all these showings can properly be accommodated and done right. We at the Rob Jensen Company have 4 licensed salaried employees that help with all our showings. I'm still on the clock too, but I'm more of that pinch hitter, whether it's a late Friday night showing or a super important second showing. I've just invested in the team and the right people to make sure we serve our clients best and get those showings in. You know, we've done all this marketing. We want to get these people in to see your home and buy your home for the best price possible.
So when one of our buyers reaches out to see one of our listings, or when another agent calls and wants to bring their client by to see our listing, we coordinate with the owner of the property and schedule a time that works best for everyone. We do accommodate last-minute showings as much as possible, and we also confirm showings that have been made in advance to prevent any inconveniences with last-minute cancellations, so the owner of the house doesn't have to leave unnecessarily. Once we're ready to show the home, we arrive 15 minutes early to open up the house, turn on any lights. We open all the blinds, turn on any water features. We love to set the mood with music when possible and really get the house in tip-top shape and ready to show.
The prospective buyers have arrived and the showing is about to begin. If the home is occupied, we make sure that we accompany them throughout the tour. If the home is vacant, we give them the option of either touring the home with us or going on their own. As we do the tour or show them the home, we try to answer any questions they may have. A very important piece of marketing. Our brochures have a litany of information that buyers want to have at their fingertips. After seeing 3, 4, 5 homes in one day, it is very difficult to retain all of the information from showings. That's where the brochure gives them all of that. We have pictures, lifestyle, the feel of the home, copy. We have specs on the home as well as the layout. We want to make sure that when buyers return to their homes, they can refer to something that's tangible. That's a valuable resource, and that gives the buyers the tools to make informed decisions.
During the showing of a property to a client, we're very careful to listen and focus on what's most important to this particular buyer, so we can highlight what's most relevant to them, whether it's the view, the lot, the living area, the kitchen. When the viewing is done, we're very careful to lock all the doors, turn out all the lights, put on the alarm, and we leave. Then we notify the seller that the showing is complete.
Once our showings are complete, the next step is to give the agent a call to see what their clients liked and disliked about the home. Best case scenario, they loved it, they're ready to write an offer, and if so, Rob is on the phone right away getting the process going. So the phone call is to find out where the client is at today. It could have been a few days after the showing already, and they might have a few more houses scheduled to see, or they're interested in another home already and they're ready to write an offer on another home. And if so, we find out that exact address so that way sellers know exactly what they're buying over their home. And we really just gather all this information into one simple email. It includes both the initial comments from the showing and all the feedback, so that way our sellers are always in the loop after every showing and they know exactly what's going on. And in the meantime, we will continue showing your home and communicating, and when we get an offer, Rob will be in touch right away.
So there's like this proverbial, buyer that always has this friend they talk about that got this great deal. And to me, it's kind of a bummer because usually the friend is never told the whole story. And whether they even really their story exists, or it was one of these things like you talked about, like, oh, they got this huge discount, but guess what? The home was ridiculously overpriced in the first place, and they priced it back into line with the market, and now they were able to sell it, and the buyer got it at a fair price, but what he says, are construed as this great deal. And now, you're working with their friend, helping them find a home, and they have this unrealistic expectation of what this good deal is they're going to get.
Value isn't necessarily a percentage off. It's what you're getting for the number.
Absolutely. Very good point.
We're at our listing at 11563 Glowing Sunset Red Rock Country Club. I'm about to hold an open house, and I'm excited to meet new potential buyers and show them the amazing features this home has. Hello, welcome. So just to give you a little bit of overview on this home, it's 2,712 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, built in 2004, full remodel in the kitchen, and the list price is $935,000. In Red Rock Country Club, you're able to purchase out into the golf course to extend your backyard. In this particular lot, we can extend up to 40. If you chose to do so, that would allow you to have full strip views from the side of the yard.
Well, thank you very much.
Of course, at any time, my pleasure. We're wrapping up our open house and it was a great success. We had a huge turnout and people loved the fact that the kitchen was completely upgraded, the beautiful open floor plan, and that view of the golf course. It's just magnificent. It went so well that we've already got offers in. Now that's fast.
Hello, I'm Rob with the Rob Jensen Real Estate Company. Today with appraiser Scott Dugan. Scott's been doing luxury real estate appraisals for how long?
Well, the luxury market in Vegas really didn't start until the mid-90s because prior to that we didn't have a property over $1 million. So I've been doing luxury appraisals for 20 plus years in the Las Vegas Valley.
Great. So it's very common that buyers getting a loan, they have to get an appraisal because the bank requires it. But when would a seller actually want to get an appraisal?
Well, a seller would typically want to get an appraisal. Many facets. It could be because of the fact that they've upgraded the property and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars remodeling it prior to putting it on the market, or say in the recent past, or if it's a very unique, one-of-a-kind property and there's not a lot of market data to help support the value of the subject. There's many reasons to get an appraisal prior to putting the property onto the market.
Okay, so let's say that seller wants to get an appraisal, or they get an appraisal done, but isn't the buyer getting a loan? They still have to get their own appraisal. They don't get to use the one you did.
Correct. They still have to get an appraisal for the lending purpose side, but the good thing about getting an appraisal prior to is it gives the seller some additional information that they can use for marketing during the selling period. In other words, if say we have agent A and B come in and they look at it and they can't find comps, and then we actually have an appraisal that we can share with them and say, we've had this appraised and this will help support the opinion of value for the property.
And now it's time for the question of the show. I want to know, if you could change one thing about your current home, what would it be? Would you add a swimming pool, remodel the master bathroom, remodel the kitchen, I don't know, paint? Let me know. I look forward to reading your comments. Thanks.
Thank you for watching The Rob Jensen Show.